Synergy here, and welcome back to another episode on the Bedrock server. And today I've got some things to show you before we get into the actual episode. So the first thing being this cactus farm that we just threw together, and I want to make a larger, more industrial version of this. But to begin with, we need some more cactus to do that, so I just threw this little very easy, simple cactus farm together, so it's nothing special. The cactus grow, get knocked off, fall in the water, and then end up in that chest down below. I've also been doing some work on the iron farm here, so I've actually got all the villagers in place that we need now. As you can see, we had a few empty slots there last episode, and they've all been filled up. And I've also put some little decorations around the place and completely finished the inside as well. So, I've put this little sugarcane farm together so we can put some bone meal in here. And if we flick this lever, as you can see, we just bone meal the sugarcane and it gets harvested straight away. And that all ends up in this chest. So it's probably the best sugarcane you can make on Bedrock here, so that's a nice addition to have. And yeah, so we've also done a couple other things here on the server. So if we go over this way, you can see all of this snow and stuff. So what I've actually done here is I've made a slime farm, and I was gonna time lapse this and stuff, but slime farms are pretty boring to make. But as you can see, slime spawn on them platforms, go to chase the golem, jump off, they land on the campfires down below, and then all their items come up this bubble stream here and enter these chests. So it's quite convenient to have. I didn't bother doing a double slime chunk because we did that on the last server, and we never used half of the slime, so I think a single chunk is going to be absolutely fine. And for those that are quite observant will know that I have decorated the gold farm. So I've ended up just doing a fairly simple design here, nothing too special. I was going to try and cover the portals as well, but obviously it's going to have to be a massive build to do that. And I kind of like having them out in the open like that. It just looks kind of cool. Oh, and I fall down. So as you can see, nothing too special here with the design. Fairly simple. It's just like a little fort type building. And round the back here is just like that. So I didn't bother covering up a lot of the redstone either. I quite like how it's exposed, so you can sort of see what's going on. And I actually missed a block there, which I need to fix. But if we go inside as well, I've actually decorated the inside of this building. So we've got a spore blossom up there, and that gives us all these little green particles that are floating around. So inside we have our enchantment set up, and we've got some decorations here, and we've got all the different armor types. We do need netherite still, but as you can see, I'm not even wearing netherite or netherite tools yet, so that will come in the future. And we're also missing the boots and the chest piece on the chainmail, so we're going to have to get that at some point. Through here we've just got a little bedroom. Again, you can see the redstone barrel and a chest for some storage of random things if I wish. And yeah, it's just kind of nice. You can sleep the night away here. We got all of our chests put in place last time, so you've seen all this, and as you can tell, the gold farm is absolutely cranking. We've got a fair bit of gold in here now. And round the back here I've actually put in some villagers as well. So these are all clerics, which I can buy glowstone from now, and ender pearls, so I've been doing that. The biggest reason I put the clerics in here though is for that rotten flesh, because we are actually saving 2 rows of our storage here for rotten flesh. so we can get some easy emeralds that way. I also did put an ankle biter V2 here, just to get the discounts if I so wish. So that will make things a little bit cheaper. I've got most of them here down to 1 emerald for glowstone, so it's a bit cheaper than 4 for 1. Okay guys, so now that we've had a look at all the stuff we've done, I did actually try and do a time lapse, and as good old fashioned here on the server, the time lapse failed. So I've still got some stuff to work out with that, clearly. But what I tried to time lapse was that, and yeah, I'm quite annoyed that the time lapse failed. But I got this design off someone on YouTube who had a very easy tutorial to follow. So if I just fly around and sort of show it off a little bit. So this is what we essentially built in a time lapse that failed, so we're just gonna have to show it off just like this, already built, which is a bit unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, if you want to build this house for yourself, I will put a tutorial or a link to the tutorial on in the description here for you. And yeah, we're just gonna take a quick look inside as well, and just sort of show you. There is another tutorial part to this as well where he does the inside, but I thought I wanted to do the inside myself because I had sort of a good idea for what this building's going to be. So inside here I've just sort of made a staircase going up, and as you can see this room is very empty. This room to the left is not, and this is going to be our potion lab. So at the minute we have fire resistance and health potions, and these automatically get made. So whenever I take potions out of here, this contraption back here will auto brew some more, and then they'll just go and fill this chest back up. So if I took all of this away, this would then fill up itself. And the idea being with this building is we're going to have these all the way along here, and again all the way along here as well, and that's just going to give us all the potions that we could ever want. But getting all these potions, all the ingredients and stuff, as you can see, is going to take a lot of resources and stuff like that. So we are sort of at a stalemate with this because we need to start gathering up resources. And that brings me to the upstairs portion. So up here I have decorated it, and I've just put a giant nether wart farm here, and that's going to give us all the nether wart hopefully that we'll ever need for our potion factory downstairs. So this is going to be a work in progress, so it's going to be featured in a few episodes I think. And let me know what you think about this design. So for the walls I've gone with mushroom blocks. Quite easy to farm up, so I've just put them on the walls, and then sandstone and spruce logs for the ceiling, and I think that looks really nice. And obviously you can sort of look outside, can't really see much from up here because it's quite a tall building, but I really like this. And there's also a little balcony here if we want to fly off into the distance. But yeah, just to give you one quick look around type of thing at this house. It sits on the hill here, so we're going to have to put some pathways in and sort of connect it up. But I'm really liking how this turned out. So yeah, so it's a bit unfortunate that the time lapse failed, but we're just going to have to sort of roll with it. And yeah, at least it's done now. I am working on some stuff for the time lapses in the future, to get that all sorted out. So hopefully we can do some better time lapses that don't fail. Would be lovely. Also, we're just going to take a quick fly in this direction because I've actually set up some foundations of a new project that I've sort of been holding off for to time lapse. So I found a good design for a mob farm from Silent Whisperer, and I've used quite a few of his farms and stuff in the past, and they normally work really well. So I'm planning on building his mob farm. Now, to build his mob farm, it's best to sort of build any mob farm over the ocean. So we have a nice ocean not too far from us over here, and I believe over here in the sky any minute now, yep, we shall see. I've sort of planned out a bit of a location, so each one of these boxes here is a chunk, and the idea being that one part of the farm will be over there, and then if we so wish we can expand and have another segment of the farm at this end. And we're going to be standing on that gold block, and all the XP and all our drops will go into a big central storage system there. But like I say, this is something I definitely want to time lapse, and as you can see we are very low on rockets, so I'm going to have to try and get the time lapse stuff figured out very soon, and sort of get this all sorted and situated so that we can start getting some rockets and gunpowder, because gunpowder is actually one of those ingredients that we're going to need a fair bit of, not only just for rockets, but we're also going to need it for our potions. Okay guys, so hopefully you enjoyed that time lapse. Finally got it working, and as you can see it works a treat. So all the mobs spawn inside the scaffolding and then the water pushes them off. They fall down there, get killed by the 2 trident killers we've got. And that's all controlled by this lever here. So when it's on, the trident killers are off. You can see that's not pulsing. And when we flick this lever, they start to pulse, and as you can see the trident killers are working down there. All the drops then funnel along this line here and end up in a little dropper down there, up this pipe, and then they will get sorted into a sorting system. And as you can see it works very well. And we also, if we stand here, we get all the XP as well. So the XP comes down the water and up this bubble elevator and through the trapdoor and straight onto us on our AFK spot. So we've got this ring around us here as well, and this just stops us when sometimes like zombies and skeletons and stuff, they spawn with armor that have thorns. So when the tridents hit them, we get knocked around a little bit. So this just keeps us on our little AFK spot, so it stops us getting knocked all the way off the edge eventually. And yeah, it stops the server lagging out, because if there's too much XP chilling here, then eventually it will cause some lag and stuff on the server. So I set this beacon up here with just regen, just for that reason, just so that we can just AFK here whenever. I probably will move that eventually, but for now it's pretty good there. And we've actually got to build this whole thing on this side as well, and that will essentially double the rates of this farm. And it's set up in such a way that standing here will activate this side and that side, so it's like the perfect spot. Like I said earlier, I will put a link in the description to the potion mansion that we built, and also this farm as well if you want to build it yourself. The reason I didn't do both sides straight away is we actually need a lot of resources. So this pretty much cleared me out of all my scaffolding and stuff like that, and especially glass, so we're going to have to do a little bit of grinding off camera to try and get all the stuff we need to build the second side. And what I'm also thinking with this area is in these middle bits we can actually put whatever we like, so it doesn't have to be empty. So we're probably going to build, you know, like sugarcane farm, melon and pumpkin farms, cactus farms, and just a load of little farms dotted around here. And that's going to just be a nice little farming spot where we can just sort of sit here AFK and just gather up all the things. And if we build them in these sort of chunk borders, we will load everything just by standing here. So it's a nice cool little design, and I think it's going to work out really well. So I'm really happy with this farm. I'm really happy we got the time lapse figured out. The clip before the time lapse was actually recorded a couple weeks ago, and it's taken me a good couple weeks to try and figure out how to get the time lapse working again. And obviously we need to do some decorations and stuff to make this look a little nicer. But if you're curious about the little system I've got for my storage, because in the tutorial for this, he literally just does this bit with the hopper minecarts into some chests. So I've sort of done my own storage room to it and brought the drops up to me where I'll be AFK. And that's just the simple, you know, the dropper clock. So you can actually have one observer clock thing in the middle, and then that will trigger all 3 of these droppers. And you've got to have 3, because otherwise sometimes it's a bit quick and the items will end up coming up to you. So 3 is probably the sweet spot that you need. And obviously with the dropper clock, it's never going to overflow, so it's always just going to come straight up this bubble elevator and into our storage. And we've also got like an overflow to our storage as well. So if anything you know, does overflow, it will just go straight into lava. Just a typical, you know, item sorter storage room. But over here, if you want a little closer look at some of the, you know, redstone-y bits. So this is our obviously on-off switch for the trident killers. If I can get up here, and that basically just goes to these trident killers, and as you can see, they take a bit of damage on these magma blocks before they fall in there, and that just means they die a little bit quicker, which speeds the farm up again. So the quicker you kill things down here, the quicker more can spawn. And as you can see, spiders, zombies, skeletons, creepers, you get everything from this farm, so it's really handy. The only thing we're not keeping is things like bones, arrows, armor, and rotten flesh, because we just really don't need any of that stuff. So the main thing with this farm, like we were talking earlier with the potions, we're going to need spider's eyes for that, and we're going to need gunpowder, and we're also going to need bone meal in the future, so we're going to be keeping quite a lot of bones as well. And obviously string, we're going to need a fair bit of that, because we need a lot of string to build the next section. So before we were using the iron farm and using the string from the cats, but this is going to be a lot more efficient, and because we're using the 2 trident killers down there, we can actually stand here with our looting sword, and that just means that we get extra drops. So this is working really well. I'm really happy with it. Like I said, this bit might change, like the design of it that I've gone for. As we get more farms and stuff, this will probably have to be expanded a little bit, and you know, more storage for all our other items and things. But as you can see, it's just a constant flow of items. So it's really good, really powerful. Highly recommend building it. And as you can see, down there is just ocean for days. Now the only problem I've had with this farm, I don't know whether we'll get to see it today while I'm recording, but down there where all our items get spat out, we actually get drowned spawns somehow, and I don't know how they spawn there because it's all glass, and they, as far as I'm aware, mobs shouldn't spawn on glass. But then they actually come up here and just get stuck in the tube, so every now and again I have to go and clear out a few drowned. But you know, it doesn't happen too often. It's mainly at night, so we might have to try and come up with a fix for that. But for now, this is working very well. Very happy with it, and yeah, it's really good. So that being said, guys, I'm gonna leave the episode here. It's gonna be a slightly shorter one, but as it's been a good few weeks since the last episode come out, fixing all these issues with the time lapse and stuff, I just want to get it out and uploaded, just so there's a video for you guys, as I haven't posted in a few weeks. So in the next episode we will try and do some more progress over here with like other little farms and whatnot, and maybe even at the potion factory as well, along with some other little random bits that I want to get done here on the server. But that being said, for now I am going to love you all and leave you. So if you did enjoy, please leave a like and a comment of what you want to see next here on the server, and I shall see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.